Howdy folks, and welcome to BikeDriveMN X. We're going to do something different today. We're starting a series called Drive Defensively with me. And basically you're just going to ride along with me, and I'm going to talk about what I'm doing, what I'm looking for, commentary on things to watch out for, and if these videos help people, especially young people, and it saves a life or saves an injury, then it's done its job. So this is a series that we'll be having. This won't be the only video like this. The very first thing I want to mention, though, is I'm starting 2.5 miles from home. So if you know this area, I did not start this video at my house, so don't worry about that. Also, if you notice unusual pauses in my speaking, it's because I'm concentrating on driving rather than speaking. And since driving comes first, I might actually stop talking so I can concentrate. And that's one reason why my wife never calls me anymore in the car, which is great, because I don't talk when she calls me because I'm driving. I do have a phone built into my car, but still, talking on the phone, even hands-free, is not a good idea. So, we'll be cutting the video and nothing is going on, but hope you enjoy, and let's get started. This is one of those intersections where the right side is a bike lane. It's not a shoulder, it's not a turn lane, but quite often you'll see cars coming up along my right side. And because they want to take a turn, and that's why there's no grass and they put pavement by that street light or the stop light. You've seen that in my videos plenty of times. This is interesting here because you can legally park, but you have to cross the center line to get around these cars. And while that's legal, if you're coming if people come from the other way, you should not cross the center line until it's safe. People just assume, and they go around, and it causes some issues. And here we have somebody backing out, which would have been fine, but the car in front of me is going way above the speed limit, so they had to slow down for that car. And they turned without a signal, which could cause a rear-end collision. If your signals don't work, use your hand signals, which I have seen a young woman do recently, which was just great. I was so excited I wanted to stop her and tell her how awesome she was. She was using hand signals because her lights were out. It was awesome. This four-way stop is featured in a lot of my videos because people in this city do not like to stop. I'm driving through a very, very rich suburb. As if you can tell, I've got the least expensive car on the road. Oh my gosh, she stopped and looked. I've never seen that before. That's awesome. But usually people will run the stop sign from the right, so you have to be careful. And what people do in this city is if it's a close call, like if it's ambiguous who got there first, they just run it. It happens all the time. You see it in a lot of my videos. That clicking you heard was my visor because the sun is popping up on my left. I love super weather. I love driving in the rain too. Let's see if this person's going to wait. Nope. Had I not been turning, they would have been in my way. I'm always joking when people pull out and turn in front of me. I say it's a good thing I drive slowly because it's just, people are just cut it close. What are they doing? Why are they going down the left side of the road? They're probably texting or something. How strange. Nope, didn't even stop there. Well, whatever. Can't be surprised about that. Checking for cross traffic, checking twice, checking 3 times because of all these hedges. Ooh, the pickup drop-off line for the school just backed up into the street. Gotta be careful about stuff like that. That's why I avoid that area. It's faster to go through to the right, but it's, well, on the map it's faster, but with school traffic, it is not cool. I normally see kids walking down the street all the time. I don't know why they are today. I must be a little bit behind schedule today. If you're ever wondering why I don't have any sound in my videos, my regular videos, it's because I'm playing the radio and I don't want to deal with copyright strikes. Alright, so we have to stop here. Be careful of this corner though. People fly around that corner so fast that if you see them, it's too late. So you start to go when it's clear, and like this, there's a car coming, but I have to go, so you just make sure you go. But if people did the speed limit, it wouldn't be a problem. See, that's the thing. A lot of tricky situations making your turn and pulling out. If cross traffic were doing the speed limit, it wouldn't be a problem. If you see them come around that corner, you would have time, but people drive so fast. Here, people screw up the stop sign all the time. I don't know why it's so difficult for people to get this right. People here will start to go on the left while you're still crossing. I have that in videos. I have this stop sign in a lot of videos too. People on the right never stop. In fact, this stop sign is brand new. It used to just be a two-way stop. Huh. It's kind of funny. Now that I have the camera rolling and I'm talking, everybody's behaving very well. This is not normal. It doesn't normally work like this. I'm also on the road an hour later than normal because I brought the kids to the bus. And I do think there's a different type of traffic. The earlier people are a lot more risky and they drive faster, probably because they have an earlier start time for work and they take off as late as they can, where these later people seem to behave a lot better, although I don't think they'll be that way in the freeway. Up here is my favorite graffiti in the world. The sign says school drive slow. School zone drive slow. Somebody added an LY so it says drive slowly to correct the grammar. It's so funny. It's the best graffiti you'll ever see. Only in this suburb will you see graffiti where they add proper grammar. Alright, so we have a cyclist up here who is following the rules to a T, which always confuses drivers. Let's see if they stop though. Oh my gosh, they're stopping. What is this? This is a great day. Oh, this stop sign is horrible though. People on the right never want to yield to anybody else. So let's see if this white truck goes. It is not their turn. No? Alright. Amazing. All of these points that I thought I would be making during this trip, my first defensive driving video, and everybody's behaving wonderfully. The cyclist though, I'm kind of nervous because their front tires are really wobbly. Bike lanes, tricky situation. Actually, he's doing the speed limit. Not just about. He was doing the speed limit. Bike lanes are tricky because you have to leave 3 feet between you and the cyclist. However, with a bike lane, drivers tend to drive closely to the cyclist because they figure the cyclist is in their own lane. You still gotta leave 3 feet. It's not a catch-all. Well, there must be a bus up here. Oh, garbage truck today. I often get stuck behind this bus up here, which isn't a problem. Now this, okay, see these people passing this garbage truck? You cannot cross the center line when there's oncoming traffic like that. You gotta wait till it's clear like this. You can't just cross the line to get around people. Ooh, that cyclist behind us pinched between a car and that garbage truck. Oh, I wish I had a rear camera for that. Now things are getting dicey. Now let's see if he stops at the stop sign. Is he gonna stop? He is. The cyclist stopped again. This is great. What a great positive day we're having here. Alright, getting on the freeway. Now we'll have something to talk about. Moving my visor so I can see. Alright, even though I'm in an SUV with a little tiny 4-cylinder, I have no issue getting up to speed. Making my point, I have my spot picked out already. I already have my spot. I'm doing the speed limit already. Signals on, looking, checking everything 3 times. Cruise is engaged. Already have cruise control engaged. Checking the next lane. It's clear because we have a split up here. Now this makes me nervous. If I am faster, I do the speed limit with cruise in the right lane. So if I catch up to people, I start getting nervous because I'm wondering why I'm catching up to them. Either they're distracted or they're lost. So I give them extra space. It is windy, holy moly. And they're going to exit out. Which is another thing that drives me nuts about people exiting is when they slow down well before their exit. I know in Minnesota the ramps are built in the 50s and they're way too short, etc. But this is the suburbs. We are now in Eden Prairie, which is the second-ring suburb of Minneapolis to the southwest. These are not too short. There's no reason to slow down until you get out the freeway. So now up here, we're going to have 4 lanes. However, it's 2 lanes for Highway 5, 2 lanes for Highway 12. So I'm going to stay in this lane because these 2 lanes are designed to go to 212 or right or 25, and it's only a mile before the split. So as far as slow traffic keeping right, well, first of all, I'm not going to be slower. I'm going to be faster than all these people on the right because of congestion. But the road splits, and it is a bad idea to make unnecessary lane changes, especially when you're in the center lane. Being in the center lane like this is very dangerous anyway. You should always be to the right if you can. But the road's going to split. So if I made a lane change and then there's another added lane, eventually, and then they have to go two back. That's just stupid. That is not responsible driving. You want to do as few lane changes as possible. And I'm like watching this person on the right because I'm anticipating them coming over, because the road splits and people always wait till the last second for some reason. But whenever I pass people, I always know what's on my left. It's not a good idea to swerve. You should never swerve. You should always use your brakes. However, when I'm passing people like that, I always know what's on my left. Right now, my left is completely clear. There's no one behind me either. So if she came over and she said, "Oh, I need that lane," and didn't look, because I was in her blind spot for quite a while, I would have had plenty of space to get out of a maneuver. And my tires are brand new and they're good, so I know what my limitations are in the vehicle. And here's the split. And quite often I see people cross this apex because they're so busy on their phone and they're riding down the left lane doing 10 over the speed limit, they forget they have to move over 3 lanes and they cut across this apex. You gotta watch for that too, especially when people come up next to you and there's a split. Always expect them. They're going to cross over and get to the other road. Happens all the time. You got to be ready for it. There's usually cops sitting right here behind this bridge, so I make sure not to cruise too early. Now, I'm not going to expect this bus to be up to the speed limit here. That's just dumb. I'm going to be nice. I have the room to move over. I will. Then when I get back over right away, though, I'm not going to hang out in this lane. I know so many people who will move over a lane and just sit there. It's so strange. We're going to catch up to traffic, so I'm going to make a decision. Am I going to slow down and stay in the right lane, or am I going to pass these people? There's nobody in the left lane as far as I can see, so I'm just going to pass these people without speeding up. I'm still doing the speed limit. I've not exceeded the speed limit. There's no one behind me either. While they're moving, they're going to exit anyway. So if I come up with slower traffic, I check my mirror. If there's no one in the left lane, I'll go around slower traffic. If there's people in the left lane, I'll just slow down and stay in the right lane. It's only going to save me. I'm only going to lose 15 seconds on my trip to work. Big whoop. It's not worth the stress. So here we have it again. We've got slower traffic. No one in the left lane, but my exit is coming up soon. Wow, this person's having a hard time. So I'm actually just going to stay slow. I'm just going to slow down. There's no need for me to pass these trucks because this truck, if I go around this truck, I'm going to have to dart in front of them to get to my exit, and what's that going to save? Nothing. Okay, this person's having a really difficult time. Look at this. Whenever I see a texter, I usually actually hang behind them a little bit because if something happens, I have evidence. So there's a person flying up behind me when their left lane is completely open, no signal. What's his deal? Texting, of course. He was texting. He almost rear-ended us because he was texting. We're not going that slow. These people are doing under the speed limit a little bit, but whoop-de-doo. So 2 texters. What happens if 2 texters run into each other? I've actually seen 2 people on the phone run into each other. That was interesting. At an intersection, they were both on the phone. They ran right into each other. So the fastest way for me to get to work is to take the next exit, but then there's a double turn lane to the right, and I've had that on video a lot, where people in the right turn lane will turn directly into the left lane because they want to cut around a row of traffic that builds up, and then they expect everybody just to let them back over, and it's very frustrating and stressful, and I have a hard time keeping my cool, so I ignore it. I could turn left here and go around, but there's a double left turn lane, and people in the left turn lane cut directly to the right lane. Same situation. They want to cut around traffic that's going to build up here, and I just don't want to deal with the stress. I like having a stress-free drive. So I'm actually going to go through this neighborhood, which is a whole nother discussion to have because it's really rude to cut through neighborhoods. I thought there's a law that said you can't cut through a neighborhood, that there's automatically no through traffic, but there's not a law. I thought there was, but there isn't, so I do it sometimes, only here. But I know this neighborhood, I know the bus schedule, alright, and I drive very slowly. Speed limit's 30 in ideal conditions, but see all these kids waiting for the bus? Because that was not the way to go around those people, lady. You see that? She went down my side of the road. Anyway, there's a bus here. So I'm only going to do about 23 to 25 miles an hour through the neighborhood. One, because it is rude for me to cut through, but I'm going to be extra cautious. I'm not cutting through at 5 or 10 over the speed limit. I'm cutting through under the speed limit. I know where all the kids are. I know when to expect them. We're behind the high school bus. Sometimes I'll get behind the high school bus here, which makes a lot of stops, because in this suburb they pick up each kid at their driveway, even if they're like the next driveway. It's really strange. But I just drive slow, drive cautious. I'm not a terror to the neighborhood. But people who cut through neighborhoods to save time and they go fast is horrible. I used to live on a street that the two main roads and then my street completed a triangle, so people would cut down our street doing about 40-45 miles an hour in a 30 with a narrow road, parking on both sides in the city, and it was petrifying how fast people would go because they didn't want to go around the triangle. Now this turn is hard because there's a hill to my left, and if you go when you don't see people, it's fine. But as soon as somebody comes over, it's too late, and the speed limit is 50, so you hear me going pretty quick. I just get going. I don't waste time getting going, because if people fly over that hill doing 50 and I'm tooting along doing 20, getting going is not a good situation. So here we are. This is the main road again. And you have to stop behind the stop line, and you can't see because there's a hill on the left, so then you creep forward, but you have to stop behind the line first. I actually personally hate right turns on red, but I'm not going to sit on it because people will honk. Alright, it's clear, so we're going to go, but again, I'm not going to waste time getting going, because if somebody decides to jump out of that turn lane and get on the road, we could have a problem. So I'm going to set cruise at 45, and I have a left turn coming up, so I'm getting the left lane. Even if you're not on the freeway, you're supposed to stay in the right lane unless you are passing or you have a left turn coming up. So if I didn't have a turn coming up, I should not be in this lane. But I have a turn coming up. We're getting close to work, so this is where the video is going to end, in this direction. And in the matter of magic of editing, 2 seconds, you're going to see the return trip home.